My 22F parents told me to break up with my boyfriend, 20M, or else they'll cut ties with me. What to do? TLDR. My parents disapprove of my LDR boyfriend even before they met him because of their bad feeling and that we're too different. If I don't break up with him, they'll cut ties with me. I will not break up with my boyfriend, but I need advice to convince my parents to give us a chance. I don't want to lose my parents. Help please. I, F22, have been dating my boyfriend, M20, for almost a year. For context, I'm Chinese-Indonesian, and my boyfriend is Indian-American. This is crucial for this story. He's an amazing boyfriend. He's sweet, patient, funny. We love cooking together, have similar dreams, ambitions, values, and life principles. He cares about his loved ones and will do anything for them. He's been with me through thick and thin, and just being with him inspires me to be a better person. I love him so much. We met in the fall of 2023 during my exchange program in the US. He's a student there, and we were assigned to the same dorm floor. Although I was shy at first, we quickly became close friends. After a few months of friendship and later secretly harboring feelings for each other, I returned to my home country. We kept in touch, and 2 months later, while I was in Taiwan, where I attended university, we found out our feelings for each other and started dating. Knowing my parents would disapprove of his race, I decided to wait to tell them until we had been together longer. Maybe if they know we've been dating for a while, they'll be a bit more okay with us. That didn't go as planned. A month or two into our relationship, during a call, I joked about possibly having a boyfriend. I know, stupid me. She sensed something and insisted that I spill the beans or she wouldn't speak to me anymore, leaving no room for negotiation. So, I came clean. I told her that I'm dating someone I met in the US and that he's Indian. She was against it, saying we were too different and better off as friends. She hasn't met him, and I can't recall if I showed her a picture of him at that time. I told her not to worry, to trust me, and to wish me the best. She left me alone for a couple of months. My parents flew to Taiwan for my graduation on June 2024. That was when things got really bad. My mom blew up and told me to break up with him. I showed her a picture of him, explained that I like him a lot, he's a good person, and that I'm happy with him. This is her argument. His looks, as in, his skin color. What will our descendants look like? We're too different culturally. He's 2 years younger than me. He lives so far away. We've only known each other for a few months before we started dating, long distance at that. Her instinct/gut feeling? She claims that she has a bad feeling when she saw his picture. This is what I replied to her with. I don't see his race. I see him for the person he is. I also think our kids will be beautiful if we decide to have them. He's not the kind of Indian she thinks he is. First of all, he's not Hindu. His family is Catholic, and they've been abroad for so long, so they don't celebrate festivals and aren't the traditional sort. Plus, he's not 100% Indian. His great-grandpa is French. His mother has French descendants too. The men in his family don't treat women like objects. My mom thinks Indian families are like this. Age doesn't matter. 2 years is still acceptable. Age doesn't necessarily correlate with maturity. We've known each other for more than a year, and he's clearly the more mature one of us too. Distance may be hard, but we text and call every day. We do online dates too. We can still learn a lot about each other while on LDR. A lot of couples started dating quicker than us. Plus, isn't that the point of dating? Getting to know your partner even more. I can't accept her bad feeling. She hasn't even met him yet. My parents were still insistent and refused to meet him, saying they won't change their minds. They flew back home telling me to break up with him. I got a job in Taipei after graduation and am an alien resident there. I didn't listen to my parents. I told them to let me keep on getting to know him. I was honest with my parents. I didn't go behind their backs and secretly date my boyfriend. When he came to Japan for a study exchange, he'll be there until May this year. I informed them when I visited him. I also told them about our future trips. But while I was honest, I started avoiding communicating with my parents after they disapprove of my relationship with him. I rarely text them anymore. I hated opening the Messenger app because I'm scared of being scolded. So I started replying to their texts late. We became distant. I should have maintained our parent-child relationship. I think that's one of the reasons why their disapproval became stronger. They probably think he's a bad influence. When I came back to Indonesia to celebrate Lunar New Year, things got even worse. Last night, my parents gave me an ultimatum, them or my boyfriend. If I don't break up with my boyfriend, they'll cut ties with me. As much as I love my parents, I can't break up with my boyfriend. I really love him. He makes me happy. I'm a better person because of him, and we want to build a life together. If in a few years he continues to be the person I know, I'll marry him. They told me if I break up now, the pain will be smaller than if we break up later down the road. But I'd rather experience that hurt rather than regretting this decision and being haunted by what-ifs for the rest of my life. If I break up with him, I'll resent my parents. If I don't, I'll be a bad daughter. I told her that my boyfriend and I are trying to close the gap in a year or two to show that we're both committed. She wouldn't listen. My dad told me that if I choose to be with him, I should get my boyfriend and his dad to fly here right now and propose. In our culture, the groom's father proposes in behalf of his son to the bride's family. I think he's just trying to provoke me. I told this to my boyfriend on call later. My sweet boyfriend said he'll gladly do that, but he can only propose after he graduates next year. That still won't solve the problem, though. They'll still cut ties with me. I tried to reassure them that I won't go behind their backs. I also apologized for avoiding them all this time and told them the reason why. I promised I'll be better and begged them to give me a chance. They wouldn't change their minds. They told me even if his family is perfect, even if he's kind and intelligent, they don't want to give him a chance. I can't accept their reasoning. As much as mothers tend to have strong instincts, she hasn't met him yet. She's never even heard his voice. I confided in my brother and sister, and they think our mother is being too much. I don't know what to do. I'm 100% sure I won't break up with my boyfriend. Not ever, unless he gives me a reason to. But I don't know how to convince her to give us a chance. As a Chinese, it's super important to receive your parents' blessing. My boyfriend wants their blessing as well. What should I do to convince them? Is this a lost cause? I'll be flying back to Taipei in one day, and I want to resolve our differences before then.